LL Cool Bay.
Good morning. Oh,
What's
my
up,
headphones just went out. All right, so over the weekend in Philly, Meek did his annual show, the Meek and Friends show, sold out show. It's so fire to see a lot of the
for Meek, man.
Yes. I think if anybody can go back to Philly and get the people on stage and reunite the people, and I have friends that were there that told me it felt really good to see a lot of the acts reuniting and, you know, just being on stage and having a great time. It's Meek that can do it. So some of the people he brought out, just to name a few, Mariah the Scientist, Jim Jones, he brought Young Thug out, and when he brought Young Thug out, he talked about his relationship with Thug and how Young Thug held him down during the Drake beef. Let's take a listen.
And I tell this every time I see him, when I was beefing with Drake, acting like they was scared to do a verse with me. This pulled up to my house while I'm on house arrest. 2 days straight, got with me, pulled my confidence right back up, locked right in. So Philly, make some noise for Young Thug in this.
Yeah, and I thought that was crazy to hear because why? I mean, I know that beef was big. I know that we all know that Drake won the beef between him and Meek, but to not want to do music with Meek, like he's not still Meek just
People
because
picked the side. People picked the side during that time. They were beefing. They were warring. So, yeah, either you were going to go with Drake or go with Meek, and some people, I guess, decided to go with Drake.
Yeah,
I think y'all also forget how the internet turned on Meek crazy during that time.
Yes, they did.
They didn't want to stand next to Meek during that time.
That's just crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's because, you know, being from Delaware, I feel like we still, even when people now have all these funny, jokey jokes about Meek, we love Philly, Delaware, certain parts of Jersey, love to still remind people, like, it's still Meek at the end of the day. Like, don't play with him. Like, he's still one of the best.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so moving on, he also brought G Herbo on stage. I tried to grab audio from this moment, but the audio was so bad. But G Herbo gave Meek his flowers and, you know, just talked about how he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Meek. We have it. We can listen. It's just like this.
I wouldn't even be the artist I am, man, if it wasn't like Meek for real, man. So I'm gonna give you your flowers, man. What the we doing, though? Let's get it.
Well, yeah, he said that up here, too.
Yes.
When he was up here, he said Meek was the reason that he knew that he could make money rapping, and he idolized Meek as a youngin'.
And he has a lot in common with him, too. Like, yeah.
Love to see that. And then also, so Meek did All Eyes on You. One of our producers were there, and I was at Art Basel in the party, and she texted me and was like, oh my God, Meek is doing All Eyes on You, and he cut Nicki's part. Let's take a listen to Meek intro and All Eyes on You.
At one point, I was on my young I wanted every in the game. I wanted the top rapper. I wanted the top chick from the hood. I wanted the top chick from Hollywood. Whoever was that. You know how we get sometimes, Jeezy. Let's do it. Whoa.
Yeah,
Did Chris Brown come out?
No.
Oh,
What, did you see Chris Brown there?
I don't know. Chris Brown is on All Eyes on Me. He's the one singing.
Nah,
No.
Chris wasn't there.
Chris Brown didn't get
I'm
to
talking about
come
Nicki.
out.
Where was Chris?
Yeah, well, State Property hit the stage as well too. Deep Philly act, like legendary group. Now here's the thing with State Prop. I know at one point in time, like Meek and some of the guys had their issues, but it was
Meek and Beanie was beefing at one time.
yes, but it was good to see them on stage.
Yeah.
Just doing the whole Philly brotherly love thing. But I was watching Beanie Sigel on $1 Million Worth of Game last night. Did y'all know that he almost signed with 50 Cent?
Yes, we sure did.
I did not know that. Let's take a listen to Beanie Sigel on 50 Cent.
I was gonna go with 50.
What? 50 was trying to sign you?
Yeah,
What type of deal 50 tried to give you?
something crazy.
What was it?
If I can remember, it was something like, I don't know, probably around like 10 million. Something
Damn,
like
50?
that. Not me per se to myself, but he had everything structured. Man, I was in the feds with his uncle. So we used to, we had a couple visits. We used to sit at the same time, and his uncle would go out and make sure we sitting next to each other. I could talk to 50. Rockefeller dissolved. So 50 was going to be my a Beanie Sigel album. It wasn't no more company. If I could have got Freeway, and I think he said Chris and Neef, but it was going to be a my single album, Freeway album, State Property G-Unit album, me and 50 album. It was like 5 albums, but the deal was structured like probably like 10 million.
Yeah, 50 talked about that quite a few times back in the day when...
That was the time when he signed MOP, he signed Mobb Deep, and I think he was trying to sign State Prop.
I had no idea that
I don't even
happened.
know what happened. What happened with it? I don't know.
I remember 50 saying he wanted to do that because it would bother Jay-Z. That's what y'all should have did a little bit more digging
So,
and found those interviews where 50 was doing that.
So look,
50 was
well,
saying that.
see, okay, so look, yesterday in the interview with Beanie and Gilly and Wallow, I thought that they were, because I'm like, okay, this has to be from like the time period where y'all would have knew this, because like y'all, y'all older. But I thought they were gonna do some more conversation around it, and they just moved on. They just moved on to him talking about the money he was making with the merch. But I didn't know that whatsoever, and I always wondered, like, after the split happened and things kind of calmed down for all of the guys in State Prop, like why there was like the follow-up acts. I thought should have been way bigger for them. But
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at an interview 50 did with Russ Parr where he talked about it. Salute to Russ Parr.
Oh,
and
Russ Parr on the show,
one he
right?
did with Fuse talking about it.
yeah,
but I think that was just good for the city. What Meek Mill did brought out a lot of the Philly artists.
Yes.
Freeway was there, and Beanie was there. I just think it shows.
Tierra Whack was backstage
Tierra Whack
doing
was
like her
backstage.
Girl, I
own
love
commentary.
Tierra
She's so
Whack.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good to see that as well too.
Salute to Meek.
And salute to Beanie Sigel too, man. Go listen to Beanie Sigel on Memphis Bleak's Rock Solid podcast, courtesy of the Drink Champs Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network. That is a great conversation as well.
Yeah, he
Yes.
talks about him having to use AI for his voice because he lost his voice somehow, some way. So him using AI to do these new albums where they take his voice.
He didn't sound like he did before.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called the new song, right? It's called "I Can't Leave the Streets Alone," where he uses the AI to bring his
Damn,
voice
what
all the way
happened
back.
when he go on tour though? Like if he was to choose to go on tour,
It's.
what was that? What was?
I mean, he still just does what he like. He just goes.
He'll rap
but
rap over the verse.
No, I'm saying if his voice is messed up.
The voice will be on it, so he'll rap over the song.
He
with
just
the
do
song.
it anyway.
He'll rap with the song.
Yeah, it's not
but
instrumental.
also
It'd
too, in
be
that $1 million worth
trash.
of game interview, he talked about the fact that like he was done. He don't want to do music whatsoever anymore. Not just because of the voice, but because of how bad his business was, which I know he's talked a lot about before. But hearing him say that he had lost so much passion for it, when it's like, damn, this is Beanie Sigel. But yeah, so that's it for the hour. We're gonna head over to the Streamer Awards next hour. Get into some bad jokes.
That's what I definitely want to get into. They was playing with them brothers last night.
She was trying to be a comedian, Jess.
She was trying. Everybody don't need to try.
Well, that's the latest. Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, we need a young racist named Crystal Wilsey to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her, please.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?